Inclusive education is where you don't have students being put into different classes just based off of their capabilities, depending on if they have any disabilities or anything like that. And it can be good to do that because it can make sure that they can actually interact with people normally and they aren't into a different room. People don't really interact with them that much and they might not be able to develop as well of social skills if that happens to them. And yeah. Inclusivity means to me that everybody will be working together trying to reach one common goal and everybody's treated the same way during the reach that goal.
I think inclusion means it's like an allowance and acceptance of everybody to be on the same playing field, no matter what, no matter anything. So no matter race, gender, if they have disabilities, it's just everybody's the same or can compete in like the same arena.
So inclusion is when everyone's included in something.
Okay, I think that inclusion is welcoming everybody with open arms and wanting to have a diverse community and being willing to have open dialogues about what's necessary to accommodate everyone in their differences and help everyone to have a healthy, well-rounded life.
Inclusivity means to be in a group and only be limited to those things such as benefits, for example.
Inclusive education is where you don't have students being put into different classes just based off of their capabilities, depending on if they have any disabilities or anything like that. And it can be good to do that because it can make sure that they can actually interact with people normally and they aren't into a different room. People don't really interact with them that much and they might not be able to develop as well of social skills if that happens to them. Yeah.
So I think inclusive education is the kind of acceptance of no matter what somebody's disability is or no matter what they have, that they're able to get what they need and they're able to get the education they need through their school.
I believe inclusive education is when everyone's on the same playing field.
I think that inclusive education is being willing to give every child the one-on-one time that they need to find out what their specific needs and circumstances are and to understand things that may put them ahead or hold them back and then taking the action that you need to.
Inclusive education would be education only for those who need it or are in that closed group that are
To me, inclusive education means that learners of all abilities have the opportunity to learn in the same space, that they all have access to equitable resources, that they all feel supported by their teachers, and that they all have the opportunity to build a classroom community together.
The main benefits of this is that it can help teach kids who don't have disabilities to be more understanding of kids that do. And with that, it can just create a better, I don't want to say like culture, but like just overall, it will have students be more accepting of each other. And I think in turn, that can help change the stigma of those with disabilities.
Okay. So to me, inclusive education is like more personal because when I was little, I was in a special ed classroom for like all of elementary school really. And so over time they allowed me to go into other like the normal classes. So I would learn from the other kids in the classrooms. And it helped me a lot because now I'm in a normal like program and everything with everyone else and I'm not treated any differently.
I think that the benefits of inclusive education are that when children feel accepted, they feel comfortable, and children learn best when they're comfortable. They'll have more confidence in themselves, and when they're in an environment that's inclusive, they learn how to be kind and inclusive themselves. and they get different worldly perspectives that help them to be kinder and more accepting and more productive in our society today.
Benefits would be, for example, like special education kids. Those kids are inclusive, so they need a special type of education.
I think the benefits are that everybody has a chance to learn together, to build community with each other, to meet people that are different than you and learn from each other. And I think that everyone benefits from inclusive education, the teachers, the students, everybody in the classroom. And I think that it's the best way for people to learn.
It makes people feel comfortable.
He's like my brother, for example. He has ADHD, and he was pulled out of his classroom all the time. He wasn't with other kids. Teachers had an IEP meeting, and now he's with the classroom with other kids, and I've never seen him so social, and he's improved so much. So not only is it beneficial to the kid with disabilities, but also like he made so many friends, and he like loves it, and everybody like benefits from it. So.